1, 0, ignition. Zero. Ignition.
Hello everyone, we are about to get into it, about to hop into a voice channel with Zaramis, and we'll get into it. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, how's it going?
Pretty good. Been very busy weeks, but now back playing some Keyforge.
Yeah, it's always good.
Yeah, like I promised on the podcast that if they turn up with news about the game, I would also be back playing.
And they delivered, sooner than we all thought.
Pretty cool. The others on the podcast were very happy. I don't know if you've listened to it. But...
Yeah, I listened to the podcast.
Right.
Yeah. No,
Do people miss me?
Go ahead, sorry.
I said, do people miss me?
Absolutely. Everyone misses you. They're clamoring for you back on the podcast.
Yeah, they need a nerd.
They do. It's just not the same.
We did have a good balance of different kinds of minds on there.
I think you added a lot of texture to the podcast. I think you are a nice. You had a unique analytical take on the game, as well as I think Jason's a very good host, and I think the three of you offered you, Hydro, and Jason all offered very balanced takes.
Yeah, it worked really well, and I'm also very used to talking to people. But now we have thanks. But now we have an exciting sealed game.
We do. I'm just making a triad tool.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So we
I've thought long and hard on this ban.
Not. This is I think I'm just gonna ban your 70.
You're opting for that. I don't even know if I want to save my 84 because it's not that good.
I think your 84 is probably better than you're giving it credit.
Probably. I haven't tried it, but I got a bit lucky where the enhancements turned up as well when he randomed them.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, I think it's better than it was on the real thing.
The one deck with enhancements, because everything on I've only got 1 mm, and then the DT is no enhancements.
Right. Yeah, I got more Ember pips in my Untamed than the real thing, so the The is that? Yeah, I have a wild bounty in it. Yep. Did you send me the link to the?
I am just sending it now.
Right.
Or this is the conversation ID, and then I'll also send you the
right.
triad tool. Here you go.
Yes.
That should all be.
Join conversation. Why can't I paste something? Alright, I need a username too.
You do.
There we go.
Make sure it's the real Zaramis in the triad tool.
Yeah.
Not some fraud.
Exactly. So I guess the first is a ban, not a deck we want to play.
Yeah, we can do. I think the strike and choose is happening. Wait, did I do?
All right. Does it happen simultaneously? But I mean, I don't know which deck I want to play if I don't see the ban.
I guess we need to. So I think this is a. Oh, yeah, I'll make a new one. I'll make sure it's a choose, and we'll do the bans. We'll do a ban safe and in
okay.
rooms. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go. Choose. There we go. I'll send you this new conversation ID. Make sure it's all above board.
Yeah. All right. So now we will see it immediately. So this is the ban. Yes.
This is the ban. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is
I made my choice.
The name of your 70 again?
It is.
It is a Polish name, I think.
You can call it Anita if you want to ban it.
Anita. You chose my MM. That's I'm not upset about that.
You're not upset.
I'm not upset about that.
Okay, yeah, it had I have only one deck that could handle 25 creatures.
That is fair. It is a very creature heavy deck.
Yeah, like if you played 3 big creatures round 1, almost every deck I have would be would be out of commission.
That is fair. I honestly I find that high C is something that I've definitely lacked in my actual NKFL lineup, anyways. So I'll make a new room. So you banned the founder and I banned your Anita.
Yep.
And then we do saves.
Which is my high C deck.
And then this is the new conversation ID. So this is our saves.
Yeah.
Perfect. I sent you that ID, and you just need to hop in there.
I was just looking at them. But yeah, I did some simulations in my head to see if that was the right ban. But I had so few good matchups against that 25 creature deck. Even if I didn't think you would save it, I was like, okay, I will probably get to ban it second if I don't, because I don't. But if you had seen the same thing as I did, then you would have saved it, and then.
Yeah. It's fair.
All right.
There we go.
Yeah, there.
Yeah, you saved the 84 stats. Well, we will put it through its paces. And I saved my DT.
Yeah, that makes sense. The DT looked pretty good. Has a lot of creature control. My DTs look pretty good as well. Like both of them I was pretty happy with. But then the quality of my decks meant that I basically had to choose 5 out of the 12 because the others were so. Choice. Yeah, like they were so crappy. What was it? My average of 55 or something like that in the decks I didn't choose.
Yeah. Yep.
And now we ban one more, right?
One, yeah. I can make a new room.
Yeah.
There we go. And then for your bans,
Zaramis, there, and we ban. this is the right call, maybe. Yeah, I made the choice.
Made the choice.
I'll also create a game.
Okay, perfect. That'd be great.
NKFL password. It's in competitive. Oh.
I think this is Korean, but I certainly can't pronounce it.
Oh, the DT deck with.
There we go. Yeah, the DT deck with the United Action.
Yeah.
Imperial Forge.
Yeah, my Crassosaurus Imperial Forge.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that one.
Yeah, that's the one.
I just saw the shadows and what a shame. I just saw the this looks like a really good deck.
Yeah, it is. I was really happy with it. It's very solid with double Unity or Discord and Sea Urchins and yeah.
That's a 62 SAS.
Yep.
Man, DT.
I think it's because it doesn't have any board wipe and yeah.
I don't know if you need it in this deck though.
No, possibly not. It has pretty. Yeah, I don't know. It's for this level of SAS, it's very good.
Yeah.
All right. So what do I even have to choose from now? I have my 84. I have that one.
So I have you. You got rid of Bull's Bog.
Yeah. Also had a lot of high armor ward creatures.
Yeah, that Worlds Collide looked uninviting.
Yep. Alright. I think I've chosen mine for the first.
Import my decks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll do I'll make a new room for
Oh, so you can for the stream
do
or
the
for
choose.
Oh, choosing deck. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. That way that's also it's supposed to be simultaneous and secret.
Yeah.
The deck selector really makes this a lot easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, compared to this, yep. Right. And you have chosen?
I have not chosen.
Alright. I made mine.
I think we're gonna go with this one.
Experte, the AOA deck. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Against my
DT, right?
Against my DT.
I would say that's a pretty thoughtful pick.
Yeah, yours is the one with only 12 creatures, right? Yep.
Yeah. They're good creatures, though.
Yeah, but important is that they're not so hard to get rid of, and that deck actually has some of the answers. Like it has the crushing charge against low power creatures and so on.
Yeah, no, I think that was also Maelstrom too, because I think most of the creatures, there's a lot of reap and like action effects, so
yep.
There's a lot of things I don't actually you should be able to deal with fairly reasonably, I think. Oh, is it in play?
NKFL is the password. It's competitive.
Okay, there we go.
Mine has the interesting Primus Unguris and then Crushing Charge, so you can increase the power of all your own creatures and then...
Good synergy.
And 2 Illusions of Grandeur.
Which is a great card.
Especially against a deck like yours with very low Ember control. Like you only have
Yeah, I can't.
Obad, Miasma. Yeah, exactly. You can't afford to let one of those. It's basically a control the week.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a better designed control the week.
Yeah, I agree. Like you can choose to like, do I risk this or can I afford this? I think it's a much better design one.
Yeah, I think it actually adds a decision point, whereas control the week has no decision points.
Yep. In general, I like the design of Unfathomable a lot. I just wish that some of the other houses were slightly better in DT. Like,
That's
I think
fair.
Unfathomable is a great house.
I think because Unfathomable is great, Shadows, Logos, Star Alliance, and Untamed are all really good.
Yeah, I love the Shadows. I love like the unique identity they got in DT that isn't just stealing.
But they also have really good. They have a lot. Their cards have a lot more flexibility, and they still do have a lot of stealing.
Yep.
And they also have a lot of capture in DT as well, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
So,
Are we ready to go?
We will.
Hello, viewers. If anyone ever views this video, hello.
Let's see. We've got 2 viewers. It says.
Oh.
And then this will also go up on YouTube anyways. So
Yeah.
I'm sure someone will watch it. Actually, do you mind if I'm gonna grab some water right before we start?
Sure.
So
No
I'll be back
problem.
in a second. I am back.
Welcome back.
So we will start this game. Get ready for some forging.
Now I got the thoughtful joke.
Thank you. I thought it was good. It was also a good pick though.
Yeah.
I think half my decks have a lot more actions than Like I think this deck actually just does pretty well into most of my decks.
Mm-hmm.
I also like the Saurian. DT Saurian is just not good most of the time, which sucks. But
Here we go. Yeah, agreed. It's
so we'll keep. I'm gonna keep.
yeah. I took a mulligan and it did not punish me.
Hey, that is what we like to see. Let's start off with the time travel.
That's also a pretty good start.
Yeah, it's not a bad start from this AOA. I don't have any time traveler decks. That's the main reason why I wanted to play this one.
Oh, I see. Now the question. Do that.
What is this card? I've never seen this.
I'm actually going to take a chain just to kill that thing.
That is I think that's pretty reasonable.
And hope that you didn't draw help from future self right away. Which you of course did, no?
Well, that was a misplay. However.
Oh. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was in the same hand. They opened it. I opened it. Lucky, it was a good opening.
Sad. Astrology
Seaborg is a good card.
Yeah, I like that. especially against decks with lots of small creatures. It's pretty.
Mm-hmm. Nightforge is not going to go off, unfortunately.
So close. Questionable choices. I'm actually going to do like that.
It's all calculated.
Oh, my own choices were questionable.
It's calculated. Always calculated. Oh, it's interesting that I guess it happens at the start of turn, so you can pick up your archives as soon as you archive it.
Yep, you can.
That's interesting. What do I pick up? Bone Rot Venom. Oh, Maelstrom. And you got rid of my ANC gang. That's a rough hit. And Portalmonger? Portalmonger is such a cool card.
Yeah, it's a decent rare at least.
A decent, yeah.
Not terrible.
Could be worse. There's worse things.
You've gotten off to a good start.
Yeah, I can't complain.
It's nice when you can, like, your deck needs to put the Ember pressure on mine because you can't really control mine if I got more.
Yes. Yeah, this deck does not have any Amber control in it. I mean, it was a pretty ideal opening with Time Traveler.
Yeah, it's very, very good. Now the question becomes, and I think I need to do this. Have to stay away from those easy standardized testing wipes.
Yeah.
Because it's the only, yeah, exactly. In logos, you have poke as well, but yeah, you don't have an easy way of fighting or like killing one creature and then standardized testing.
I've got Smite, but
not in logos.
Yeah.
Like not in the same turn as the standardized testing.
No. Well, I do have this. So.
Yeah, the Spirit's Way is the other.
Yeah. So the draws have lined up very kindly.
Convenient.
Yes, very convenient.
Oh, you used it to capture.
Interesting. Oh, playing the Archivist sucks.
Yep, but
That
this deck
feels so
also has
bad.
the only archiving this deck has is randomly archiving it with theory or conjecture at the top of your deck, so it has no way of actually like, getting it.
Yeah. Yep, makes sense.
the big shadows play?
It hopefully can be. Yeah, I completely forgot about the static charge
Oh.
on my Smoko.
Let's see. What? Give me 1 second.
Oh, of course, no rush.
Yeah.
This actually looks pretty interesting. Just for you, chat. It's a secret. This actually seems like a pretty interesting start. It's a really good start for me. With the time traveler and...
Alright, let's see here what we can do. Not much, but...
Hopefully you can... you're gonna tax me for 3.
Yeah, exactly. That's good
a
enough
lot.
right now. Let's be sorry about that.
Are you really sorry about that?
Yes, very. Unfortunately, this plays straight into the next Spirit's Way.
It does. And I really have bad news for you.
Of course you have it.
I apologize.
It's alright. It is, but it is.
I think this deck has been
It's been really kind to you.
very kind. Very kind. Low SAS AOAs are always... high SAS AOAs by like 60, high 60s are usually a bit better than they seem to be, or they're rated to be. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I figure Graphic Rob is good. Oh, and the thing about Bob.
Yes.
That's a good. I really like that artifact.
Yeah, and it's also nice that the delusions plus the frigorific rod, so I can ensure that you didn't do anything on the.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty nice.
Well, we will pick. You picked Sanctum, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll pick Sanctum. We'll play board in the Redeemed on the right, and we'll free markets.
No, that's good.
Rush. And yeah, that'll be it. Which is pretty good turn, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a pretty good turn. I will have to do this. See, can I gamble on that, or do we do that? No, I actually think we do this.
Speaking of 62 SAS, Dark Titan text, actually recently, 7 is so good.
Let's see, standardized testing, so... And everything will be exhausted, so we have a little 1.
Actually, was at my LGS on Monday for some local chainbound.
Uh-huh.
And there's a few of them, of people, the regulars there that are mass purchasers of Keyforge.
Mm-hmm.
So they were actually tossing a bunch of DT and MM that I picked up, and one of the 62s I opened. Absolutely, it has no amber control, very little amber control, but it's Sanctum Star Alliance and Logos, and it has 17 efficiency and tons of house cheating. And
Nice.
it's very much a rush deck. So
Let's see what happens here then. If it is I'm guessing double standardized testing is what we will see.
that is exactly what we're gonna see. This is a six logos hand.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Who do we want to do? We want to archive Lion first. There's no cards to archive, but
Okay, so let's see who were archived now. It was
so the archives were
Lion, Bordon,
and Pip Pip.
All right.
Yeah, Lion, Bordon, and Pip Pip.
Yep. That was a double. Okay, what is the odds that you drew that? And you had 0 hand and you had 4 in the draw.
Yeah, so I would have drawn 2 from my discard.
Yeah. Very tricky.
I mean, the 17 creature control in this deck is really showing itself.
Oh yeah, definitely. We will draw into that.
Oh, hey Dinobot. How's it going? Yeah, Sealed Hexad. And this game has been incredibly kind to me. So
Oh, I guess I'll just see.
I feel a bit bad. I feel bad for Zaramis. But in this DT's getting a bad showing. But it's been a good game. That's good. And yo, Bracconelia.
Yeah, that was the whether it was worth playing it or not.
I think so. I don't think this doesn't actually have a ton of capture.
Mm-hmm.
So
It had the board on that needs to be out 1 round first.
yeah, exactly. Sink or swim.
Discard for a play, yeah.
I think that's probably an okay discard for you though,
Yeah, definitely.
because I'm not gonna have any creatures, and it doesn't have a pip or anything, so.
Yep.
Then if you go Saurians, it's a little bit of efficiency.
If I go Saurian indeed, but I
See dinos, use dinos.
Yeah, this 3 Ember gets me up to check. You don't really have a...
My sources
The
of
same
Amber control are what? They're all like 4 of them. They're Miasma, which I just played, Yangtze Gang, Take Hostages, Borden, Gamgee, and Obeyed. So
Obeyed is the...
Yeah.
But he is in the... Isn't he in... No, it's just
He's
Borden, Lion.
in the deck, yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna do this.
Niwa, Illusions of Grandeur. That's a good choice. And Exhausting My Subtle Maul. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's definitely a good choice.
If I only had been able to get 1 more there, that would have been...
Yeah, that is unfortunate. I didn't realize the flavor text on Thingamabob says, "Isn't it neat?"
I mean, I don't think I've ever looked at it. Oh, questions. To do. Why is it so difficult? Side. Sorry that I'm spending way too much time thinking about this sealed game here.
No, you good. Take your time. I'm in absolutely no rush. I mean, sealed is harder because there's unfamiliarity and cards you're not used to playing.
Yeah.
And also, you don't really know what I have. I mean, you do, but I think the sealed hex set is also an interesting format because it's open, and so everyone gets ample amount of time to see everyone else's deck.
Start off by positron bolting that guy.
Good.
Face shift.
Den of Orange. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's an interesting direction, actually.
Yeah, I was like, this is a thing I can do.
Yeah, I never realized. Sorry about that. Could destroy your own creatures.
Yep.
Standardized testing. Igor.
Yep.
This is a card we add to hand.
Yeah. They only have the one choice.
Here we will take the chains to enrage your enforcer.
Now, question becomes that or
Brachynalia and there's no Imperial Fortune in this deck. This thing that would have been a really interesting.
no, none in this one. Okay, we do this. Which means that you probably have those things on hand right now. We do logos.
Static charge. Universal keylock. Ah, shit.
Second time.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't matter. Probably have quite a lot of Sanctum right now.
Well, I at least have the at least have 2 in archives.
Yeah.
Which I will be taking.
Here they come.
Here they come, a little flood. Oh, that shouldn't have gone there, but it's okay because deploy saves us.
Oof.
Yeah,
Not good.
without the free markets, that's what I added off of iCore. That hurt. That hurts a lot.
Not over yet, though. Not over yet.
No, it certainly is not.
It almost is, but
That's good. That is good, actually.
I'm guessing it's very soon over, though.
Could be.
Depends on whether you draw the standardized testing or not.
Yeah. The help and future self draw there was good.
Oh, you drew it with something or what? Or did you know it from the top of your deck, right?
I drew off the top of my deck, yeah.
Yeah.
The time traveler into, or help and future self into time traveler was a pretty good draw.
All right. I
That's
know
the-
it's already
the
lost,
check.
but there's one. We have one chance here. Come on, play top card. Oh no.
Oh,
All right. Good game. Yeah.
good game.
You got
That was really good.
way
That was,
way too good start there for the Ember to catch up.
yeah, no, that was I agree. I think if it was a slightly slower start, I think it would have been a much closer game because it's not like you were far off.
No, and if one of the wipes hadn't come exactly when I played like the board as well, it would have been closer.
So
All right, let's see what you have left. You have these.
there we go. Just put in the chat the game score.
Yeah.
And luckily, it's I guess they'll have to put it in manually for the deck selector, but I also guess they're not really saving the stats, so
Yeah, I guess we'd have to just remake it later on.
they can presumably do that. I mean, I'm assuming they can probably just edit the HTML file or something. And I'll make a new room.
Yeah, cool.
There we go. Room is made. I think we play. I'm gonna be playing this one. Pull that one up on stream so people can see it.
Mm-hmm.
The here I'll choose. There we go. Choice is submitted.
Yeah, I'm still considering.
I mean, overall, I think in my sealed selection, I highly valued creature control.
Yeah, I would have if my
If
decks
you
had
it,
any.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, the ones I had left just like they they were absolutely terrible.
Yeah, no, of course. I think I'm one of the highest in the league for my random pulls. So this is
Right.
I got pretty lucky with all my pulls.
Boom. La mia, la subdola. It's time to play my 56.
Let's go.
Too bad. I would have wanted my MM against that deck you picked there.
Yeah. Yep. Good old DT. Are you making the game?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Coming up right now. We'll see how. I might even not play my A4 since you have your the decks that are good against it left.
Yeah. Well, let's go.
But the one, yeah.
Wait. Yeah, okay.
But they also have pretty shitty Ember control, so it might just be enough.
Yeah. Let's read this one out. Only
This deck is really weird.
Your deck?
Yeah. But it has scaling Ember control.
The Mammoth looks really fun. There's some good.
There are some pretty fun ones, actually.
Yeah.
I'm totally gonna Mammoth Hysteria and just...
Yeah, well, you could Mammoth Harvest Time, right?
Yeah, Harvest Time was one of the ones I considered. Just to purge everything.
Because that would be nutty. And my only artifact control is Hornswoggle.
Yep.
Which, I mean, is good into that, but... I'm gonna mulligan here.
Hope you have slightly worse luck this time then.
I don't know if it's worse luck, but it's interesting luck. Oh, did you, oh, I guess I should have asked you if you wanted to go first or second.
Oh. I'm sure it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you even have here? You have a lot of little weird damaging things to the...
Well, Chad, I
Like
think
you
this has
have
also been an
scooped.
absolutely cracked opening.
Kerwallop.
Yeah, this deck has a lot of small damage.
Yeah. Elf goes to die. It looks like a deck that could use Hard Simpson quite a lot.
I think Art Simpson accounts for, I don't know, a bit too much of a day.
1.6 out of 7.6 Ember control.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. We'll call Shadows again. I'll play that. We will Hornswoggle your Wretched Doll. Look at that.
Ooh, I know not my rot grub.
I will raise the tide. I will play Monty Bank on the left, and I will not exalt at all. And then I will. It's actually, I'll scoop your rock rub. Then in my turn.
Right, so you just did something. Why did you not play the Kerwallop first? Since I didn't have any Ember?
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Ah, I see. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I would have. That would have been better. That was the original plan, but in the playing out of it, my hands didn't. My brain forgot the original plan.
I see. Now the question is probably not called. So let's do it like this.
Oh, it's actually nice. It's a really nice mug target.
The mugging, yeah, the mugging of your own
You
team.
mug the
Hey!
mugger.
Give me that. Yeah, I've noticed that's one of the things I've noticed a lot, that people use mug on their own creatures way too little.
Yeah, no, it's free amber.
Yeah.
Free amber. Free real estate.
And here I had to like calculate. Okay, were you gonna like do damage to Hard Simpson again, or? But now you drew some cards off him, so I guess.
Yeah, no, I think that was pretty good overall, to be honest. This Flumph is gonna be giant.
Maybe we just have to kill it.
It's so cute, though.
It is pretty cute.
Yeah, that definitely stinks down a lot. It's been a pretty interesting game, for me at least.
I really like doing damage to my own creatures.
Yeah, you do. You really do. I think the discarding under pressure is actually, I think, a good one.
Yeah, it's a card. It's a pretty annoying effect because you don't have that many like full board wipes, so you could just avoid one creature. You don't have to kill it.
Yeah.
Especially since it was an unfathomable card, and you probably had quite a few of them.
It was going to be the house I was going into.
Yeah. Pretty good. Not bad at all.
I know DT gets a lot of flack in the NKFL Discord, but it definitely is one of my favorite sets.
I love DT.
Yeah. That's a good Umbra and
Wait, what
David,
happened?
my guild spine. That's good.
What is it that I'm? Oh, okay. It just gave me a weird. And I'm not gonna play no safety numbers.
It's probably a good call. And puts you to check too. That's nice.
Yep.
Well, we'll play Untamed. And we will inviting. Capture onto Flumph. I'm committed to making this Flumph huge.
I'm sorry that I'll have to disappoint you.
I will be very disappointed if. Oh, okay. Alright. Soulkeeper.
Sorry about that.
Well, I appreciate the apology.
It had just started to grow, then
I know, it was so young.
its reign was cut short. This deck has a surprising amount of actually pretty good things for being a 50 something.
Yeah, this is doing pretty well. It's annoying. It's a surprising amount of disruption.
Yeah.
This is a nice synergy between these two.
Oh yeah, nice.
Gron. Oh. Damn. That was a good power fire.
Yep.
Okay, alright. Let's see how it is.
Down to 0 we go.
And not like this does anything, but it will enrage your gang or chieftain.
The eldest bear.
Good pairing
Yeah.
with Flumph.
I actually don't think we can keep eldest bear around.
It's not too bad. Yeah, I think that's a good. Oh, and a Groke.
Yeah, if I didn't have a single Brobnar card, I maybe would have considered it a little more, but because then you couldn't like, yeah. Or...
Yeah.
No, now it's big again.
The
Not
Flumph
good.
is big. Flumph is big. Huge.
Luckily, with no one on the board, we steal a lot.
Oh. I never would have played around that.
The oppressive nature of this unexpected deck.
Yeah, this is not going well. Well, we have Valukant on the board.
It's true.
And a wall exhaust
No.
here, even to.
No. Valakant is very nasty.
Yeah. It's a pretty incredible amount of exhaust.
Yeah,
This is
luckily
a huge. This is I can exhaust 5 creatures here with this Fallow board right now.
Luckily, we won't have so many creatures. The Hecatomb.
Well, we will. I can't actually stop you from forging this key.
The deck's a big disadvantage.
So, Portal.
Yeah.
And then I will reap. Here, and I'll just. Everything will be. All 2 of your creatures will be exhausted.
Yes.
This is a very different game than the first one.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, we do like this. We got an Ember. Volcano.
The damn.
Lava Ball.
The fact that Volcano has 2 chains, I just don't understand.
Yeah, it's absolutely
Like,
ridiculous.
it's not good. Well, I shouldn't say it's good. It's just now worth 2 chains. It's crazy. All right. Well, we'll we've got a board now.
Yep, it's a board.
Down to 1 card in deck.
What should I do? Probably that is the play. Yeah. Just trying to push as much Ember as possible.
Yeah, I think that's a fair call. I'm only on one key.
Yeah.
So. Steal one from you there. The shoulder id in fighting interaction is nice.
Yeah, it's
I do appreciate that.
This is so bad. I have a really like my memo display here will be terrible. Wait, I couldn't. Oh, right, it's action. Oh, never mind. I thought it was when I played it. Great, that's good. That's
No,
good.
it is an action, yeah.
I thought I would have to overrun under it. That wouldn't have been ideal.
A overrun probably isn't the best choice there. If I had to hazard a guess. Of the cards in your deck.
It is okay though, because I have some things that hurt a lot of creatures, but not that many.
Fair. Very fair. Well.
Now you're catching up. I don't like it.
I am.
Not good, not good.
Just had a guy. I was considering not killing those two creatures there, but I did want to get to check. Never mind. Are you gonna mug the mugger again?
No, unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. Just put out a lot of creatures and hoping that whatever board control you have isn't the right board control.
That's a great question.
Have you redrew the Maelstrom?
Maelstrom? No Maelstrom.
You have one under pressure, one recusal chant you still have, right?
Just used it.
Yeah. Just trying to go through my memory of what you...
Mm-hmm.
Not good, not good.
And your Buzzle cannot ready.
Mm-hmm. That's a bit annoying.
And I
be
go back
fair.
up to check. Rakuzo's chant is a crazy amount of tempo.
Mm-hmm. Well, this will hit me quite a lot, but...
Oh, hey Sam. How's it going? How's your day been? playing some NKFL Sealed, some of the new leagues. It's been a lot of fun. There's been some very close games. First game was a stomp on my end, just very unlucky for Zaramis, and I drew quite well the whole game. This was pretty interesting and very back and forth. I think they're gonna take it out. Perhaps
do I put something actually useful there, or do I put something I just want out of my hand there?
A question as old as time.
I can imagine the ancient Stone Age individuals being like, how do I hand manage this?
Well, handcrafting was an important topic.
It is. Yeah, I mean, I can imagine.
Back in the Neolithic age, they did a lot of wall carvings about handcrafting. Just woke up, very nice, and picked up a shift. I guess good for money, bad for free time. That's good to hear, though. Glad you know well. Well, I think we're gonna go unfathomable here.
Yeah, with Hookmaster.
You stunned my netcaster.
Yes.
That is unfortunate. Okay. Well,
I didn't have a good way. Oh, the Portal is going to turn this around for you.
The Portal is really good. In my opinion, if you have a board worth going back into for Unfathomable, I always think Portals can be worth taking chains for.
Yeah, definitely. Same.
If you can expect to go back into Unfathomable 3 turns, I think it's worth the 3 chains. So who do we want to fight here? I think we fight this Hugger Mugger.
Very bad, very bad. Another under pressure.
Yeah, under pressure on your Avenda. Question is, do you have Power of Fire again? Oh, you have the big one? I did not know. I did not see you play that.
Yeah, it's there.
That's spooky.
Oh.
Did you end up picking a night shift tonight, Sam?
Mm-hmm.
Or what time did you?
Food.
What time are you going in?
Thanks, Mika.
Oh, very nice. So you start work soon then? Started working in a few hours. Let's see, so at least get some time to have a bit of a slower start to your day. Late night though.
Now the question becomes that or that. You can just keep using the Hookmaster here, and I don't like it.
7 a.m. tomorrow? That is going to be a rough series of schedule.
What can I do against that?
Are you working through those stuns?
Yeah, but it's not fast.
I think Stir Up Trouble being discarded is really good. It's really good for you though. Not so good for me.
If I can just get a big enough board, but I have to get your Hookmaster away somehow. I think I'm gonna actually do like that.
Right now is a 67. It's a 67 Dark Tidings. Yeah, I'll just pull it right back up.
And this.
This is what it looks like. Zaramis is playing a 56 World Collide, 56S World Collide deck. It's a bit of a mismatch. But their deck is doing incredibly well right now. Well, I think we just don't on why you're using your board.
Yeah, I should have put the Yanzi gang on the other side.
Gangsta gang on the right side?
Yeah. Because then it would have had a exhausted thing next to it. So it would have been worse for Balkans to interact with it.
That's fair. That is fair. That's just good value.
That is very, very good value. Yeah, looks like I'll be losing this. But maybe we have... we can do that, we can do that.
Messing around with some flesh and blood, and then I can add my deck to the tabletop sim. Oh, yeah. So on the left, so like when you're looking at the board, on the left side, there is a thing, and it has like decks boxes on it. And you should be able, there should be a place to post a link, and then you paste the link of the deck list from FabDB, and you hit generate or whatever it's called.
Placing that there was really unfortunate.
And then it should generate all of your stuff below that. And then you can sort of, it'll all be face down, so it'll just be the flesh and blood card back, but then you can sort of take those as you want, just flip them over and see. If I have some time after this match, this is game 2, I'm more than happy to hop on there with you as well, Sam, and test them out. Lava ball. Grok.
Yeah, it's really sad that my overrun now doesn't do anything. I needed Gron 9 toes to be alive as well.
Well, I think this is the best turn for this now.
What will happen?
Massive infighting.
Oh, the other infighting, no!
Yeah. I didn't realize I could...
Didn't I discard an invite?
You did. Yeah, there's 2.
But you drew... Oh, the deck again since then?
Maybe you didn't. No, don't think so. Maybe. Oh, I think I had... Oh, man, I don't even know. I think I must have.
No, it was a stir up trouble.
No, I must have. I have redrawn the deck again. I have redrawn the
No,
deck
it was a stir up trouble that I discarded.
Oh, facts.
But yeah, this is over, I think.
Probably. What's underneath your memo? Hysteria and Binding Irons? Binding Irons is actually a pretty interesting one to put under there.
Yep, but I just never got a... I drew it, like, the Mammoth came so late, it was really unfortunate.
Yeah. That's actually pretty good, just no one.
Yeah.
Mug.
But not good enough. That's all.
Void. GG. That's a
good start, bad finish.
Yeah, well, I mean, I had my openings were quite literally 6, 7 card, or maybe a mulligan, but it was like a 7 card shadow.
Yeah.
And into, so it was a 7 card shadow into a 6 card shadow, and then even more shadow after that.
Damn.
So it was absurd. Which also meant that the rest of my draws would have lined up well.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. The rest of the draws lined up really, really well.
So
right, I have created a new game.
Oh, perfect. So what do we? I have to.
I'll just pick a deck.
Yeah. here's the new conversation ID.
No, I just picked it the game.
Gotcha. Okay. This is game 2, and that was a...
Okay, I have picked in the game. If you want to say it ahead of time, then it's fine. But you can just join. I trust you.
Got it. Well, I'm not in the game, so I can't see it.
Yeah, I know.
Here we go. Password's NKFL, I'm guessing.
Yep. I have to play it, after all.
I'm actually really excited to play this deck.
Yeah, yours is looks pretty sweet. I'm sad that I didn't get to play my big board deck, but the deck you had left were just two good board control decks left.
Yeah. We'll see how well
That's
this Coda
21.
does against this 84 SAS.
We'll see how good it's.
This is a 68 SAS Coda versus a 84 SAS MM with Dis, Shadows, and Untamed as the houses. I'll keep here.
I'll keep this as well.
That's a good first turn play. I'm gonna call Mars. First we'll start with Ammonia Clouds. We will play Deep Probe, and I will choose Dis. Oh. Okay. So no Dis in here.
Well, I had one.
You had one, yeah.
I'll pick a rune.
Oh yeah, pick a rune in there. Okay, alright.
But I'm pretty happy that you got it out of my hand.
Yeah, okay. Well, that wasn't the best for me. I thought maybe, first turn play you put down Cinder to get the good, to get Imp Spectre or something purged. Is there even Imp Spectre in this deck? I don't even know.
I don't think there's any inspectors.
No imps. That double enhanced dino is actually real cool though. That was a fast start. Okay, alright.
Yeah. It has
Alright.
33 expected ember this day.
Yeah. This deck should steal.
Yeah. Routine job, kind of bait and switch, yeah. Shadow Self. How annoying.
Yeah, I love Shadow Self. It's so good. I mean, there's also no other, because it's a shadow, right? Spectre.
Yeah.
So the only ones that it doesn't protect is Shoulder Id. I think that's it.
Oh no. I just realized my mistake here. Oh well, okay.
Did you want to take anything back?
No. You'll just purge my Fandangle with another Shadow's turn here.
It's gonna be really terrible tempo for me, but I don't think I should. I don't think I can really afford to let you. I guess you won't be at 4. I don't know. No, I think we probably do that. Do I let you? I think I purge your Fandangle.
Seems like the logical choice.
I think it's pretty good, but it also I don't do any cycling. It's a very small amount of amber gain. It didn't stop. It didn't really tempo you from forging either. So. Oh, why is this doing so weird? All right. Wow.
I noted that for having 21 C, it doesn't have that good creature control, that one that you're playing.
No, it's actually not that great. Wait, why did the Horseman of Pestilence get 1 damage? Oh, Dark Minion got
Because
destroyed.
Dark Minion, yeah.
Yeah, okay, got it. I was so
Before you played
confused.
Grey Wrong, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think Horseman of Pestilence deals more damage to themselves. Makes sense. Okay. Shadow and a red penny. Yeah, okay. This only has 2 routine jobs, right? It's not like a 6
Yeah, it
routine
has
job
2.
deck. Oh,
I don't have enough creatures to reliably get it into the middle, so.
wow.
But I didn't purge the red penny. It had a damage pip, so I killed the red penny.
Oh, wow, that's actually really nice. Wow. Okay, that's actually pretty good.
Thanks.
Okay. Going shadows. Steal 1.
Boo.
Steal 1. And maybe, just maybe, I can get your Miasma Bomb.
Maybe, just maybe. But I am afraid you won't. Let's see here. So we start off with.
I think Nexus is much better with 1 armor.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. We kill that. We do like.
Great Monk. Dead. Oh, Lost in the Woods. Yeah, definitely we're shuffling back that Dino Knight. See, now I'm wishing this was the OG.
The OG?
On,
Oh, bait and switch? Yeah.
but we'll take a Steel 2.
I mean, it would be just one more in this particular case.
Yeah, it'd be a Steel 3. It'd be a Swindle.
Yep.
But I guess better Swindle because it's not Omega, Alpha and Omega. I feel like bait and switch probably could be uneroded.
You do have some.
Because then it would just be scaling Amber Control.
I think this is the play, actually. Let's see if we I didn't want you to have the artifact guy out when you.
That is a fair concern. I actually don't know how many artifacts this deck has, though.
5.
5? We got what? Ether Spite, Mother Gun, Hallowed Blaster, Brotherhood.
Long Fuse Mine, Special Delivery.
And Special Delivery is already gone.
Yeah, true.
But still, I mean, steal 1 off of play an artifact is pretty good.
Yeah, every steal counts.
This is a lot of look over theirs.
Correct.
Is that all 3 of them? Just 2 of them.
I only have 2, right?
I think you just have 2.
Yeah, I only have 2.
Okay. So that is all 2 of them then.
Yep.
Well. I like the bold.
But this deck does seem to be a little bit over the the power level of the others.
It does. It does.
Just the sheer amount of pips and stuff.
I don't think this is super scary from like a Archon solo perspective.
No, definitely not.
But it might. The cards themselves might be a bit above rate for a sealed. Well, if anyone else watches this, they'll know what your 84 is capable of. So, and you Margadised me into Mars. Okay. That was rude.
Yes. I agree. It felt rude when I did it.
So I get to deal 2 equal number of Mars cards. Cool. Then here.
I really hoped that you had more cards that could Mark of Tissue into it again. Because I believe that would be game.
Yeah, that'll be game. See, this is where something like Illusions of Grandeur would be interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Well, now it's just alright. Can't
Now
do
it's
anything.
just game, but it could be interesting if I said, well, I could get maybe if I can get 3 amber off of you as well.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree. If you have a really good hand, you're like, what is 3 ember worth? Like, how good of a hand do I need to? Yeah. The cards on hand now are also crazy. I have like the Red Penny, Opportunist, Bone Knithing, the double Ember Dino Beast, and a Lost in the Woods on top.
Well, I had In Shadows, so I mean, I can't take you off here. I have no Mars cards in hand. I had Routine Job, and then I had Routine Job in hand, so that would have been Steel 2, so it would have taken you off. But bought me an extra turn. I don't think I'm ever winning this game.
No.
But it could have been.
But still, put up a little more fighting. I think that the only way you could have won if you had a really big Mars hand early, and I didn't have my Lost in the Woods or things like that, because it doesn't have any board clears at all.
Yeah.
It only has lots of like small damage here and there, but the moment I got out those like a couple of big creatures early, it meant that you had to start removing mine, and then my sheer amount of Ember will just
yeah, you just have too much for this to. Because I think I also feel like I would try to purge everything but the Horseman from Sanctum with Martians make bad allies.
Oh, right, yeah.
I think I can get some interesting efficiency there.
Yeah, so you can get like a nice, like, because if the shadow is left alone, so to speak, then it's a really good shadow in that deck.
Yeah, because the shadows in this deck is 29 of the 68.
Oh, yeah.
So shadows is 29, Mars is 17, and the Sanctum is 22.
Just the 2 artifacts that are reusable in Shadows with Carl of Phantom, just that is pretty good, that they are like use artifacts that keep coming back.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, alright.
Yep, thanks so much for the game. It was
thank you, absolutely.
It was interesting. We'll see how much, if anyone else lets me play the 84.
Oh, we will see. I after this, they will not.
Yeah.
But I think if you had the right the right deck into the 84.
Oh yeah, I think a big board deck, like a 25 creature board deck, for example, could have dismantled it if you just have capture. Like the deck that you have with tribute and so on.
Yeah.
Is really dangerous if you have ward, because Lost in the Woods is great against capture, but not if they're also warded.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I think with the right deck, this 84 is still
vulnerable,
strong, but I think manageable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Take care, and thanks for everything.
Yeah,
and
thank you so much for the games.
Thank you.
Have a good rest of your day.
Cool. See ya.
See ya. Well, alright. That was a pretty interesting set of games. Hopefully they were fun to watch. They're fun to play. I really enjoyed them. We won 2-1 with pretty... check the key difference here. Yeah, neutral key difference, because it was 3-2, 3-2, and then 3-1. So, overall, I think the wins will help us. Key difference does not, but overall, good. Very fun. Pretty happy that this is how the first match of the NKFL Sealed League went. Very fun. And thank you to Zaramis for the games. They played really well, and it was very nice of them to hop into the voice chat, and it was nice to be able to talk to them and kind of chat while we played the games. Very nice. That's going to be all from me. Everyone take care. Have a good night. See you next time. Thanks for watching.